What's going on, guys? King Shrats here, back with another video for you on the channel. And as you can see today, I'll even get you the label. We've got to order special deliveries from Bubbakoos Burritos. You can see it right there at the bottom. They got a website. They have, I believe, close to 30 locations, most of which are in my area around New Jersey. I know they have one in California now and even in Georgia, so they are expanding. And to be honest, this is not my first time having this. If you've seen it on Instagram, I've eaten there a bunch of times, and most people don't think that I eat all of it, and I know, I get it, it's cool, but we're gonna eat it all on camera today. And I'm not complaining because this is one of my favorite burrito places that I've ever had. I am not just saying that because I get free food, but it does help. I'm not joking. I ordered this 1,000 times before I ever did. I even did an eating contest back in the day, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, which is also on my Instagram, where I ate basically all of this and what was considered the eating contest, which is what's called a chihuahua. I can't ever eat one again after it, but it's a big fried rice ball. It's probably about this big, and it's topped with the same toppings you'd see on the nachos, obviously meat and whatever have you, and I had 4 of those, and what you see here. So I couldn't breathe afterwards. It wasn't the most fun thing afterwards, but while I was eating, I had a great time. I actually did it live, so if you were in that live stream, thank you for stopping by and watching me stuff my face. But anyway, let's get down to the order. I'm really excited for this. A lot of this stuff I have not had before, or I've had variations of it, but everything here is the first time I'm trying it in this variation, if that makes sense. But let's just get to it. Stop talking. First and foremost, we've got 3 orders of tacos. 3 orders. These tacos have, I can't even grab one. There we go. Give me a taco. So these right here are crispy chicken tacos with pico, and I was going to get cheese, but since everything else is covered in cheese, I didn't. So it's just sour cream, pico, crispy tacos. Obviously, we got the regular OG nachos for you, and an extra bag of chips just in case. Mango. No, these aren't mango. What did I get? Oh no, yeah, okay. I had to remember. Sometimes I don't remember what I ordered, but these are sweet chili chicken wings. They've got about 9 flavors. I haven't had the sweet chili yet. A burrito, which has, give this to you. So there's our burrito right there. Shrimp and steak, rice, beans, pico, corn, salsa, sour cream. Yes, sir. Look at it. Oh, man. And we're starting to drool. We haven't even gotten there yet. You can't see with all that. But that right there, my friends, that is a fried Oreo. And let me get my trusty fork because I don't want to grab these and have buffalo all over my fingers. I just dropped that on the floor. This is fried. Bruh, we ain't taking that out. We do one take in here. No. Let's come back to it. Fried cauliflower, buffalo cauliflower. And of course, last but certainly not least, nice supreme order of nachos. You see it. I don't know what's on it because I can't see the camera. Let me break it down for you. Buffalo shrimp. These are buffalo shrimp nachos. I forgot what I ordered because sometimes I just go ham in the menus and just start ordering things. These buffalo shrimp nachos, sour cream, corn salsa, cilantro, pico, sour cream twice. I got extra sour cream, I swear. Cheese on a nacho chip. Without further ado, let's get into it. Where should I start? Oh man, this is the hardest part. I never know where to start. Let's go Team Hard Shell. Let's grab one. Let's see this chicken. Oh yeah, you see that sweet chili right there. That's where it's at. Team Hard Shell, sweet chili chicken. Yes. It's just one of those moments where you don't hate life. I know food, they say you're not supposed to live to eat, but eat to live. And what if you can do both at the same time? That'd be me in a nutshell. Oh man, that pico is so fresh too. Oh, the sweet chili sauce. I don't know a lot of burrito places that are saucing burritos like they do. I think like 9 sauces. I did buffalo, and I did sweet chili. The rest of it I kept plain, but I'm huge. Huge. Get you a nacho. Get you a nacho hot salsa, fresh. Yeah, I do happy dance sometimes when I eat food. Buffalo, cauliflower. This is crazy to say. I've had the buffalo cauliflower before. I actually prefer these to a tater tot. I don't know why. I think it's because I eat a lot of cauliflower in my regular diet, which I'm going to get into today after I kind of try everything. Let's get you a wing first. Yeah. It's such a meaty wing too. Look how big that wing is. It comes right off. It's got a nice crisp to it. They clearly fried it and then fried it again, which is how you do wings, unless you want to air fry them like me. What I tell you last time, when you guys had wings, it's very important. Rest in peace, my wonderful uncle. I loved you to death. I miss you. He was Puerto Rican, and he always told me, eat the chicken, if I ain't finished it. So we make sure we eat the chicken. That's how I used to talk. Wonderful man. Taught me a lot. I've had a lot of good family members in my life, but he was around a lot. You know, first cousins. Cheers. I keep coming back to the cauliflower. Hold up. Let me get you a little bit all over. Let's get that buffalo chicken. Let me get the shrimp. Let me get a shrimp. See if I can get a shrimp. Yeah. I'm gonna get you a shrimp too. Yeah. Come here, shrimp. Come here. Oh, you looking good. You see that buffalo shrimp nacho? First time having buffalo shrimp nacho. Oh, I love nachos. When you eat nachos, are you the kind of person that stays away from the nucleus and just eats around? Or do you go straight in for the kill? Now here's my thing with that. If you're eating nachos socially, so if I was sharing these nachos, I know we can't do that anymore because I'm not supposed to really, touch, but you're eating socially, cannot do that. You have to go on the outsides. Never go for nucleus. It's a party foul. But if you're alone, you gotta go right in for the kill. See, you get a little of this, then you get that serious chip. That's a serious chip. This is right here. Oh my god. Here's it. I don't know if your burrito place sauces. The sauce is next. I know it's not traditional. I want to touch on that too. So we got two topics I'm going to touch on today. Let me just give you bites of everything. Then I start running my mouth, but I want y'all to see how you're here for the food. We can get y'all going. Hibachi steak, hibachi shrimp. Where are you going? Look how nice I am. Even caught it in there. That burrito's off the chain. But this, I don't know if you ever had these. I know they do them all over the country. For me, being from Jersey, the first time I had these was at the Jersey Shore, but they are a revelation. If you are a fan of Oreos and you have never had a fried Oreo, yes, that is battered and fried Oreo. If you've never had one, what are you doing? Get somewhere, order them. Watch this. When it does, the inside gets nice and melty, and the outside gets that, oh man. That takes me right to the boardwalk. Shout out to Jersey Shore. Not really a TV show, I mean the actual Jersey Shore. Nothing against them, I'm just saying. I've been going to Jersey Shore since I was a kid. So that's what I mean when I prefer my Jersey Shore. And now it's become a little more, I know with the house there, like the touristy. If you're from Jersey, people from Jersey don't really go to Seaside unless you're under 21. New Jerseyans, we have different spots. I'm not even going to tell y'all because then you'll start showing up. We don't want that. But a lot of the famous hangouts for people, and I'm talking us North Jerseyans that come down, not people from down there, or if you're from North Jersey, you know, y'all know where they at. If you're from my area, you know where the spots are down the shore. Oh man, even their salsa. I'm a cheap date. A lot of people think I like everything, and it's not really a lie. I'm a foodie. I like everything. If it's something that is up my alley, and you cook it right and you season it right, like what else is there to do? I understand if you're like, and I'm not saying this disrespectfully, but I call them food snobs, where they're like, oh, it's got a hint of cilantro. Look, man, I'm not upper class, okay? I came from the dirt. And I'm not saying that, like, I grew up poor. So for me, I grew up eating Little Debbie's and they were good. So I don't care. Like, this to me is a fresh taco, or a burrito in this case. And there's nothing wrong with it. This is better, to me, than the other chain burrito places. Hands down. And I said that since I went there the first time, which the first one I went to was down the shore for the eating contest. And I consider myself a burrito aficionado. When I was in college, if you don't know, I'll sound care. I went to the University of Northern Iowa. That's the school I went to. I played football there. I don't really talk about it because like that's a different chapter in my life. It's all on Google. But there was a burrito place there. And this was before a lot of the famous chain burritos, including, you know, what's considered the big dog like Chipotle and those kind. They didn't really expand how they are now. Now it's nationwide. But at that point, there weren't many around. Now you see them everywhere. It's a very popular type of chain. But before that, there's a mom and pop place in Cedar Falls, Iowa, where I went. It was called Pablo's Mexican Grill. And I remember one night, after a night with my teammates, you know, night in the town, if you want to call it, they're like, yo, we're going to go to Pablo's. And I'm like, I never had Pablo's. I was a burrito guy before that, not like this. So, took me to this place. And they give you like 3-pound burritos. Back then it was a big deal if you could even eat one. They were bigger than the ones you see now. Probably more about this big. Huge. And I went there that first day. And I swear to you, I don't think I've ever fallen in love with the food so quickly. They had probably about 10 different salsas, 4 or 5 different meats, fresh fajita veggies. You could tell because they were like locally farmed, you know, Iowa, a lot of farms and stuff. The tortillas were giant. And it was actually the first time that I saw sriracha so freely. It was on every table. It came with chips just like everyone else. And it was just so good, man. So good. I am not joking to you. Joking with you. I went to this place at least 3 times a week. That was my second year of school. All the way through grad school. 3 times a week. I would go. Anybody who would go with me, even not. I took my parents there when they came to visit. The girl I'm dating at the time, we went all the time. Me and my closest friends, we went all the time. And at one point, we had a road trip. Well, we took flight, so we had a plane. And I remember this like it was yesterday. We were on a flight to Texas for a game. I bought a burrito on the plane. I'm not joking either. Everybody else is getting like a little like bag of peanuts. And like, you know, you get like a water or juice or a soda or whatever. And here I am in my carry-on, you know. Everybody else is pulling out peanuts and like not, and I'm like, imagine pulling this out of your bag. I'm like, looking around, and my teammates like, yo, Strat, did you bring a Pablo's burrito? Everybody called me my last name back then. People mostly do now, too. But I bought a burrito on the plane. I ate them all the time. And when I realized I could eat a lot. When I realized I could fit a lot of food in my stomach, was right around my junior year. Most people could barely finish one. And one day, I decided it was a good idea to see if I could eat 2. And I'm telling you, they're bigger than Chipotle burritos. So it's probably the equivalent of 3 or 4 burritos that you would standardly see. So I had 3 of those. It's like 6 burritos. And then about an hour later, the girl I used to date ordered quesadillas. And she never finished anything. So I decided it was a good idea to eat her quesadillas too. I can also say this with utmost confidence, people. Oh no. You gotta watch. Because now I'm getting, my burrito's too heavy now. We gotta back this up. If you are ever unfortunate enough to be romantically involved with me, understand one thing that may work to your advantage or sometimes disadvantage. I will eat all of your food that you don't finish. As soon as you say you don't want it, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna eat your food. You better believe it. I kind of want that taco. And by the way, since I'm back on the subject of tacos, one of the things that kind of grinds my gears are, and it's not to be angry about, food purists. You know what I mean when I say that? Every time I post something like this, I will have someone who, they're probably someone who eats traditional tacos. Maybe they're Mexican or another place that serves like those traditional, corn tortilla. I get it. I am not calling this traditional taco. But the definition of a taco is wrapped in a tortilla. Food. You can make breakfast tacos. It's called fusion. And in the great United States of America, because we are a nation of people who bought stuff from all over the world, and it comes together. We don't eat really, there are traditional places which you can get, but we eat a lot of things that are considered fusion. Tacos being one of them. It's just what we do here. People put spins on things. I've seen, even this place serves Southwest egg rolls. And egg rolls traditionally is not something that you would get a Southwest version of. So I wouldn't expect someone who comes from a place where egg rolls or spring rolls are traditionally made, but that's not a real egg roll. Duh. That's fine. It's fusion. It's still called an egg roll. I don't know why people tend to do that. I love fusion food. I love mixing different cuisines. I love the fact that we've done that here because we are the melting pot. You eat spaghetti and meatballs? Because Italians don't. They don't eat meatballs. You go to Italy, they're not eating meatballs like we are. And some people speculate, and I grew up in a predominantly Italian neighborhood. I don't want to try and make anybody mad. But a lot of people speculate that spaghetti was actually invented by the Chinese. Like, we talk about all American food. I'm sorry, I didn't even get you to drink. Today we got grape Skittles, by the way. Grape Skittles. See the sugar-free packet? I got in my bag, I started talking, so I'm sorry. But that's the grape Skittle joint. It is good. It's gravy. Tastes like a Skittle, to be honest. Very close to it. But in Italy, they don't eat the same food we eat here. In China, they don't. You think General Tso's chicken is Chinese food? It's American Chinese food. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of the sauces are similar, and the ways they cook it is similar, but General Tso's chicken was invented here. Even nachos. There's a whole story behind nachos, but from what I believe, and I'm probably wrong in some capacity, I believe they were invented as Tex-Mex cuisine, but I think it was actually in Mexico. They were entertaining American guests, and they decided to make them something. They didn't want to make them tacos, but they needed finger food and things of that nature. So they took tortillas and they sliced them in fours, and then they deep fried them and put what you see. Obviously, we do a lot more now, but I'm pretty sure that that's how nachos came to be. I could be wrong. If I am, correct me in the comments. I'm not looking it up. This is just like what I remember reading off the top of my head. It might be some variation of that, but that's what we do here, and I love it. I love it. We talk about all American food, like I said, and eat the chicken. Hold up. Whatever you want. That chicken one's good. Hamburgers and hot dogs? Who was a hot dog invented by? What is American food? Burgers and hot dogs were not invented here. They kind of were. But what I'm saying is they were invented by immigrants who came here and used what they knew from their country to make what we call American food. Because burgers, hot dogs, French fries, how is that American? You know what I mean? And it is. We eat them a lot here. But you think they don't eat frites in France or Belgium? Depending on who you ask, they were invented by one of them. So I'm not trying to ruffle feathers here. Or chips in some countries, which I know in England they call fries chips. Indian food is very popular here, and they've done different spins on it. I've seen a chicken tikka masala burrito. That is not a traditional burrito. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. My point is this. Let people eat the food they want. You can call it a taco. It's okay. I know hard tacos aren't really... But here, when you go to Taco Bell, they ask you soft or hard. Because that is... You want me to call it an American taco? Does that make you feel better? Like, I'm not trying to offend anybody. What I'm saying is... Let people enjoy their food and don't be that person. Just don't be that person. There's always that person. Always in my comments or other people's comments that I read other content creators' comments, and they're like, that's not a real taco. Alright. You know what I mean? Like, that's fine. That's like, I just don't understand why we do that. God, it's so good. I wish I could give you guys like a wing. You can see I keep going in for the kill on these. Nobody eats wings. I love wings. Actually, I just love food in general. I can't even say. I get asked all the time what my favorite food is. And I genuinely cannot pick. Because it all depends on mood. It's like music. Like, I understand people like the R&B and that kind of stuff, but ain't that mood music? Like, if I'm working out, I'm not gonna listen to Usher. You know, like, I love Usher, but not when I'm working out. Or if I'm about to go out, I'm not listening to Beethoven. But I actually like Beethoven. Moonlight Sonata is actually my favorite Beethoven composition. It's just very relaxing. So if I'm trying to relax, I listen to something like that. So it's the same idea. And somebody's like, well, you can't turn up the food. What am I doing right now? Turn up. I don't turn up to chicken and rice. I like it. Chill. But this turn up food. It's when you do a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? So I can't fix favorites. I don't have a favorite movie. I don't have a favorite meal. I rarely, if ever, can pick a definitive favorite. I can probably give people like, a top 10, and then I'll start thinking about number 11 and be like, oh, I gotta have that on there sometimes. That's just the way that I am. I like variety when it comes to pretty much anything. As far as movies go, I'll probably give you a genre. I love to watch horror movies. And I like series. Can't really pluralize that. But for your phonetic wonderfulness, I will pluralize it and say, I like series. Right now I'm watching The Sopranos, and I forgot how good that show was. It's just good to see all the places you grew up around, the carousels, the mall when they're filming, or like, you're like, oh, that's the Models and the Applebee's on 46er. These are all places in my backyard. So it's just really cool to see that. And obviously the show itself. If you haven't seen The Sopranos, I suggest you watch it. It's very addicting, but I can summarize it for you. There's a guy in a mob, he has a psychiatrist, and he curses at her. I'm done. No, that's pretty much it. And he has some stuff that goes on with the mob. He curses 457 times an episode. It's usually the F-bomb. And he's like, let me tell you something. You know what's going to watch it? And then he yells at her and he goes to the doctor and he's like, I didn't have anger at her, alright? You know what I mean? And that's the whole show. Just watch it. But it's very addicting. It's good. And obviously, children, don't watch unless your parents give you permission. Were you allowed to watch stuff like that as a kid? Because I was. I don't know if parents like shield their kids from stuff. My parents didn't. I thank my parents for that because I wasn't. Yes, I like to little tidy up while I'm eating, but I wasn't surprised by anything growing up because I wasn't shielded from it. It's funny. The first movie I remember going to watch. I shouldn't say going to watch. I remember my dad bringing home the video. It was actually Chucky. Child's Play. It wasn't because I think the movie came out in 1986, so I couldn't have watched it then. I didn't go to the movies, but I remember him bringing it home on VHS, sitting up with my dad, and watching Chucky. You know what I mean? I do remember going to watch Terminator in the movies as a small child, and Terminator 2. But my parents let me watch that kind of stuff. You know, I had HBO as a kid. I had some friends, whose parents didn't let them watch MTV. Which to me is crazy. You know, people say now that society is getting soft. I don't think much has changed on the grand scale of things. Parents have always been shielding their kids from that. I think we're a lot more open with things now, and some people don't like that. You know, and the Brady Bunch was like the first TV show that showed the mom and the dad in the bed. And the other shows, they had the mom and the dad like in separate beds. That's not what happens, okay? How do you think you got here? So if I'm watching that show and the two parents are sitting there on the bed and they're like in separate beds, how, like, mommy and daddy, how come you don't have the same bed? How do you have the same bed? How come you don't have separate beds like these people? I'm not a fan of that. I don't think it's good to shield people from things. I think we should educate, allow you to see it, understand right from wrong in the movies that you see, understand good from bad in the movies that you see, and go from there. So, I watched Terminator as a kid. I didn't think I could go around and act like the Terminator. You get what I'm saying? So, I think that was a much more open childhood than some people had. And then, some people get out in the real world and they can't really fend for themselves because of it. So, I understand it's a double-edged sword. I'm not saying give your kids all this information at once, but when you think they're ready to understand, I think you should educate, on different topics at hand. We saw a lot of historical movies, World War II movies, things of that nature. But I'm glad that I did because I don't want to grow up not knowing about one culture or another, or history, or how the world is, So, I don't know. I'm not a parent, so I'm just telling you how I was parented. And I do thank my parents for that. But where should I go from here? See, I'm getting into the nucleus. See, like this chip, what am I going to do with this? No, you need the nucleus. You get in there. Very important stuff, the nucleus. But for me, these kinds of meals are not normal for me. And since I've had to kind of change my content, I find myself basically eating chicken and rice 4 days a week. And then stuff like this, the other 3. which I don't recommend that anybody else do. I can't say this enough. I know you see this and you think, oh, just smash a bunch of food and you can be healthy. No. Don't do this. It is dangerous, and I have to be extra careful in monitoring things and making sure that I'm on the up and up. People might not realize I get physicals every 3 months. I haven't. It's a big piece of cilantro. I haven't since the pandemic started. I've done what I can, obviously, and I'm still staying active. Is that queso? You're holding out on me. That is queso. But normally, I do. I am gonna go again in a month to get another one. I don't think anything will be wrong because I've been doing this for a while. But I have myself, my own body, down to a T to understand if I eat something like this, if I can back off from calorie cycling and things of that nature. I don't recommend that people do that at all. I have never once in the years that I've been making content, obviously, now I'm doing this more for entertainment purposes. I would never normally eat meals like this because now it's twice a week. I was doing one a week and now I'm doing two so that I can film. So understand that that is not something that you should do just because you're watching television. Not in this capacity. If you want to have this kind of food, get one thing, maybe two, and that's it. This, I will pay for. Okay? It means, for me, again, not you, that my meals throughout the week, calorically, are almost bare bones to the point where it's just a basic protein, simple carb, and vegetables. There's nothing else going on in those meals. I don't eat any junk food outside of this. What you see me eating, whether it's here or Instagram, is what I eat. There is no other food involved in that. A lot of times people will ask me if I have snacks with my food, or, you know, what do I do if I get a sweet tooth? What I'm saying is this. If you have a goal, physically, being healthier, be aesthetic, whatever have you, something you need to understand, there is going to be sacrifice somewhere. People tend to think that I eat whatever I want every day with no consequence, large meals, smash a bunch of food, and then I just am in somewhat of decent shape. And that is the furthest thing from the truth that can ever be told to anyone. One, according to my MyFitnessPal, I have logged in and tracked my calories for 1,700 consecutive days. 1,700. That's 4 years. Plus. Going on 5. Every single day. Every single day. Whether I'm guesstimating to a certain extent, which is holidays or things of this nature, it's very hard to get accurate calories for this because you're not weighing every ingredient you put in. When you're looking at the meals that I cooked, for example, the biscuits that I had or the ramen that I had, everything that went into that meal, whether it be the cheese, the ketchup, the eggs, the biscuits, it was all put on a scale and weighed and tracked to the T. Everything. I've been doing that every day for the last 4.5+ years. Every day. No days off. Thanksgiving and things like that, I loosely track. Meaning, I will guesstimate because I can't tell. I don't know how much sour cream they put in this to a T. I don't know how much, so I have to guesstimate. And I work off of that. I weigh myself. If I'm starting to get heavy, I take my calories down. If I'm starting to get too light, I bring my calories up. 4.5 years, I have worked out in the gym, not including the pandemic. I haven't been able to go to the gym in the last 5 months. Before that, I have been in the gym at least 6 days a week, usually 7, for 4.5 years. I am not kidding. I am not exaggerating. That is 100% unequivocally the truth. When I was in my weight loss phase, I'm no longer trying to lose weight. Right now I maintain. So sometimes my weight goes up a little bit and it goes back down, but I'm always in the same 5 to 10 pound range. Maintenance. It allows me to have more flexibility with my diet. The cheat meals that you see here, I didn't have any at all. I ate my normal meals, which to some people are cheat meals. I'll explain that, but they're not. For the first year and a half, I did that. Same calories every single day. No cheating, no drinking, nothing. I would go to a wedding and I wouldn't eat. I don't do that anymore because I'm maintaining. So now I tailor around and I get to have a little more fun, like you see here, because I'm not trying to lose weight anymore. But for the first year, I started out at 270 pounds. I got all the way down to 200 pounds. I was 198 in my lightest. I didn't like the way I looked. My energy was down. And I was getting weaker physically. Couldn't lift the amount, train the way I wanted to train. So I went back up to 215. And I've been hovering between 210 and 220 for the last 4 some odd years. But first year, no cheating, no burritos, no tacos, no alcohol, no nothing. Just some of my normal meals. And what people need to realize about my normal meals is they're not what they seem. Some people know. There's a video on here. I'll try to put it up here, somewhere in this area. It's called My Diet and Exercise, or something like that. Explain. I made that 4 years ago. But it basically explains that you're combining flexible dieting with intermittent fasting, in this case, the 1 meal a day intermittent fasting. No, I didn't invent it. There are tons of people that do it. I don't think most people will do it exactly the way that I do it. Some similar, whatever have you. But the gist of it is that I eat 1 meal a day, all my calories, in one sitting. I do not eat outside of that. I don't eat anything. I drink liquids. Yes, humans get thirsty. I will usually drink a gallon of water throughout the day. And then at night, I will have one of these, I explained before, and my sport drink, which some of you like to call out because I said the name of it, because this isn't edited. I'm just talking. But yes, you know the name of the sports drink. It's pretty blatantly obvious anyway. I'm just not going to say it simply for the point of it's free advertisement. And I know some people are like, so what? But in the last 4 years, I've gotten, and I'm 100% transparency, a little smarter in the aspect of that. I've always done this for fun. But at the very least, send me a t-shirt. Acknowledge that someone might start doing, that's what the thing of influencer came from. I hate that word, but it is true. And it's no fault or anything purposefully or anything that I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to do it for money, but over the years, I've done reviews, I've done of different companies. That's literally helped the business grow, and I'm happy for that. They sent free cookies, and that's more than enough for me. More than enough. But there will come a point where that isn't enough. Especially at that point, I'm like, the number of people that watch my videos grew with that, and so did theirs. We helped each other. I needed content. They gave me content. And so on and so forth. But don't think that I'm going to sit here with a brand in your face over and over and over again. I don't think any of you would. I'm being perfectly honest. You know, if you were at work, and again, this isn't my job, but it's a side job to a certain extent, right? So if you're at work and you helped build a brand from that job, or helped people see a brand for that job, wouldn't you be like, hey, can I get a bonus? And in this case, a bonus should just be send me a case of the sports drink, which I said already, but you get what I'm saying. And it's just setting myself up because, say another sport drink brand says, hey, we'll help you. We'll send you some stuff because it makes my life easier. If I drink one of those every single day, that means that I'm putting money into their brand, right? You figure, normally if you get them from the store, they're like $1, $1.50, whatever have you. So, if I drink one or two a day, that's $60 a month. That could go back in my pocket by them saying, hey, you're advertising. So, it's just being smart. It's not like thinking I'm cool or like, you know, show me the money or anything like that. But, you know, like the food stuff that you see, not all of them, so most of them do come out of my own pocket. Especially the initial stuff. I will never solicit a business and say, hi, I'm so-and-so. Can I get some free food? It'll help you. Heck no. That is the most cocky stuff in the world. But I have eaten here 5 or 6 times out of my own pocket. Sometimes places will be like, thank you, we appreciate that. Because people do look at it and people be like, yo, I'm going to get it. Whatever. Maybe you saw the Papa John's thing and you said, hey, I'm going to get some Papa John's. I hope you do. I'm not asking for anything. I paid for that pizza. But if Papa John's would have hit me up in a week or a month or a year and they're like, yo, thank you. Here's a free pizza on us. Works for me. I don't need that. You know what I mean? That's all. So, it's just setting it up for that. I will never look at myself as like a business entity or like that cool. Or I don't care. YouTube is not my main platform. Instagram is. And it was a complete accident. So it just happened because I was cooking. And I wanted to lose weight. Lose body fat. Look better. Feel better. So I decided to. My account you see today was my personal account. I've never changed anything. But when that day came, I remember being in the office with one of my employees, also a friend, whatever have you, and him being like, you're not going to do that. Because I was like, yo, I'm going to go home and I'm going to make like this like naan bread. And my first meal, I believe my old man, was like naan bread pizza. So I was like, I'll make like 5 or 6 of them. They were like really small. But I remember eating them and being like, how the hell am I going to finish this? But he was like, yo, you got to film that. This is how it started. Film it because I don't believe you. So if you go all the way back to my first video, there's an eating video and the quality's crap because it's old camera and whatever have you. But it was just for my friends. But other people were like, what are you doing? So I was like, all right. Before I finish my meal, I'll take pictures. So I took pictures. So a lot of my friends started to be like, what are you doing? Like, to be perfectly honest, a lot of them thought I was weird. Like, you're being weird. Why are you posting all this? I'm not trying to see this food. Because most of the people that were mutual followers on my Instagram are people I grew up with. Because of my personal account. I haven't really followed anyone since then. Handful of people. But I just kept posting because for me it was like a diary. Even now, I know what I ate on this day for the last 3 years. And it gives me ideas. Oh, I remember making that. That was good. So that was the idea. Almost like a diary. But a couple of months into it, random people started liking my photos. You know? And I didn't think anything of it. I remember talking to one of my friends and being like, yo, like 30 people like my photo. And I was like taken aback. And then next thing you know, like maybe in a month or two, I had 1,000 followers. And I was like, yo, I have 1,000 followers, bro. I cannot believe, like, why do people even care about what I'm doing? From there, people started asking, do you eat the food that you make? Which people still do, because I stopped doing eating videos, even though I'm doing one now. So, I recorded myself sitting on the couch, eating the food. That's it. And I did that for a while. I would do like little eating videos just like that. Like, you can see I'm not looking at the camera, it's off to the side, and I'm watching TV. And people are like, wow, you really eat all that. You know. So then people started saying I was feeding my dog. I have 2 dogs. You can see them in my videos. I have a German Shepherd and a Pit Bull. You know, I love my dogs to death. They're very needy puppies. My boys are needy. So, lo and behold, people are like, oh, you're feeding your dog. It's like, all right. Right around that time when Instagram Live started. So one day, I was like, yo, I wonder if anybody would like come on my live stream. I wasn't eating. I was just sitting there. And people were like, I turned it on, everybody was like, yo, where's the food? And I was like, I didn't cook yet. And they're like, we want to see you eat. I gotta get into these fried Oreos, bro. I was like, okay. So the next day, I made my food, I sat down, I ate. And I posted a time lapse of it. So now people saw me eat it, so they believed it. That was maybe like 3 years ago. And I remember being like, yo, I have like 10,000 followers. So, this thing all started is just me keeping track of my food. Even now, I have no intention of being like, yo, I want to grow. And it's never been my thing. You know, it is very humbling and cool to think that people even care about what I'm doing. But I still feel the same way now as I did then. Whereas, I can't believe one person watched this video. I can't believe whatever the number is care about anything that I'm doing, because I would be doing it anyway. I never made content to go to my way to make content. Until recently, where I said, okay, I'm going to make a video like this, just so people can kind of get to know a little more of me, and kind of listen to me run my mouth, because I'm always talking anyway. And I used to do the live streams, but it kind of screws with your mental, because, you know, there's a lot of trolls in this world. And not that they bother me, but trolls to me, one, my knuckles are getting cold, so I don't think I'm going to finish them. There's only like 5 left, but as you can see, like, they're pretty soggy. And nobody wants a soggy nacho. I'm going to eat the shrimp, though, because I still like it. But, actually, you know what to do. Do some of these. Oh, yeah. But, when it comes to trolls, they're very, like, equate trolling to real life. If you were in school or work, and there was some douche, can I say douche on YouTube? There was some douche that was like, oh, hey, look, you're wearing Adidas sneakers, your sneakers are stupid, F you. What would you do? Even if it didn't bother you, there was always that person around, because there's people like that in real life that always have something to say. And like, you're just minding your own business, but they gotta bother you, whether you're in the mall or whatever. Wouldn't you just kind of like get away from them, right? Especially if it's not work. So, you deal with trolls at work, or rude people at work. Like, say you work at like, customer service. I know that's a bad one when it comes to very rude people. So, you work customer service, and somebody calls you and tells you that their TV came broken, as if you broke their TV. Because I know that happens. Like, I own my own business, and I deal with some people like that where, you know, whether we have a billing system, you know how gyms have billing systems, and we'll bill them. We don't personally bill them. It's automatic. If you don't come in and cancel or call and cancel, it's gonna bill you again, right? So sometimes you get a phone call. I deal with that at work. You know, I'm in New Jersey, so I'm gonna do the New Jersey type of person. Yeah, hello. Yeah, you guys billed me again, and I'm not coming anymore to the gym. Oh, okay, ma'am. Well, did you come down and fill out a cancellation form? I didn't hear anything about a cancellation form. Now, how'd you think he was gonna cancel? Osmosis? You know what I mean? Like. So now I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. You need to come in and fill out a cancellation form before we can put it through. You have to put in a formal writing, even if you have Netflix. When you cancel, you check a little box that says I cancel, right? You won't be billed again. You're good through the next billing cycle, and you won't be billed again. That's how it works. Ma'am, I need you to come in. I'm not coming in. Are you not in the area anymore? We can send it to you. We can fax it to you. Is there a way we can get this to you? I'm not coming in. I canceled. Okay, ma'am, who did you cancel with? I don't want to come in. So you didn't cancel. So she's yelling at me. She's saying you, as in me, the person on the phone, billed them. I don't know you. I didn't bill you. It automatically billed. So, but at work, you can see my replies. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Oh, okay, ma'am. Did you come in, ma'am? Is there a way? We can make it convenient for you, ma'am. Customer's always right. That's work. We all do that at work. I don't care what you do at work, whether it's your boss or a customer or whatever. You put up with BS because you have to. But outside of work, say you walk outside the building and some dude's like, you know, you're a female, and you know how like jerk off dudes are, and they're like, yo, shorty, you know, they start catcalling and stuff. Like, I hate guys like that. Like, leave that woman alone. Some dude, hey, what's up, girl? Let me see. Like, what are you gonna say? Oh, sir, no, you can get the fuck out of my face and keep walking, or you don't say anything. You ignore him and move on, right? Honestly, you should probably hit him with your purse. That's what they deserve anyway. That's neither here nor there. Whole different topic. We'll get into that later. I don't like guys like that. Like, respect women. Anyway. But when someone's a douche in real life, you just walk away. So when I deal with trolls, sometimes, yes, I'm a human, and I will say something back. A lot of times it's passive aggressive, or in the sense of like, because if you're like an adult, because sometimes it's like a 40-year-old guy, and he's like, I had one guy earlier be like, yo, I hate this guy's voice. And in my head, I'm going, like, you could see his picture, he had a family, a wife, kids. I'm going, like, you're a whole adult. Like, I expect that from, like, kids. Like, you know, it's funny. Kids think stuff's funny. Like, it is what it is. Half the time, it's in there, it's always some kid, like, you know, taking a picture. His profile picture is, like, SpongeBob. Or, like, it's somebody flipping off the bird, and it's like, yo, we getting money over here. And it's like, you've never even had a job, or, like, any kind of job whatsoever, and you have an allowance, but you're still talking. I get that. Like, kids do that. But if you're a whole adult, I'm just like, bro. So my whole thing was like, maybe next time keep scrolling, bro. You know, like, that's all I said. So then he was like, oh, well, fix your... And he's like, all right, miserable guy. I'm going to keep it moving. And that's it. But in a live stream, when I used to do those, you can't do that because they keep spamming the same douchey comments over and over and over again. And I just don't feel like dealing with it because I'm not getting paid to do it. So that's why the Instagram live stopped. If Instagram was paid, or I was on Twitch, and I was getting money, and you had to subscribe to me to call me a jerk, like, hey, sir, thank you, sir, good job, sir, please come again, sir, thank you for your $5 this month, sir, like, I'm good with that, but I'm not getting trolled for free. I'll deal with it if it's my job, but when it got to the point where my chats became toxic from some people, I was just like, yo, I'd rather do this on YouTube and not deal with that. Because if you write a comment, like, it's fine. You wrote it once, you wrote it twice. You write like 50 comments, I can just block you. Right? I won't block you after 1 or 2, but if you like 10, because some people keep doing it, then it's like, okay, get off my timeline. Oh, man. But when it's in a live stream, some of y'all probably been in my live stream, it really kills the vibe. I'm talking to you guys, somebody's writing racist stuff, or other stuff. There's been a lot of racist stuff for sure. I don't need to see that. I deal with racism on a daily basis. That is what it is. That's not going to change overnight. It is getting better. Whatever. But I don't need that much spare time. I'm here after work just trying to vibe. And some dude's over here saying, like, so. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to watch TV in peace. And that was my idea. God, it's so good. So good. Seriously, people. There's a Bubbakoos in your area. I'm not joking. I'm searching around. I'm going to chill on the buffalo. I only got like corn left and like 3 soggy nachos. Biggest reason, when I eat too much spicy, that's when I have the poops that people think I have. Too much spicy food, it don't come out right. Too much information, whatever. I wish I had more of these though. Wait, is there like crumbs? Yeah, there is. I'm not full, but I'm gonna do this for the sake of my toilet. By the way, my poops are normal size. I take normal poops twice a day, okay? That's how it works. When you eat a big meal, say you had a larger meal than normal, you don't crap out Tyrannosaurus Rex. It doesn't work that way. I don't know why people think that. That's not the human body. Your body still digests in the same manner. My poops don't get bigger. I don't have Jurassic Park. Have you seen Jurassic Park? No. It's not how it works, bros. Ladies and bros, that is not how it works. But I have no more food other than these. I'm going to be smart, and I'm going to leave these be. Everything else was finished. And I wish I got more, to be perfectly honest. Probably should have doubled up on the those. These chips, I'm actually going to use in a meal another day. They're not opened. I had an order of chips that you saw there. I ate those. These I'm going to do and make nachos on another day. That was 3/4 of the way full, by the way. But, that's good. It's been your boy, King Strats. I'm liking this. I'm enjoying this. Enjoy vibing with y'all. I'm enjoying the comments. Keep them coming. We'll do more videos in the near future. Probably got another one coming. What's today? Thursday? I think I'll do another one Saturday. That'll come up on Sunday. You'll see. Next couple, there'll be an upload in 2 days from now. Every 2 days is kind of where we're going, and I like it. If you're digging the videos, please drop a thumbs up. It helps more people see this stuff, more people to vibe with, which is one of my favorite things to do. I love y'all. It has been real. I enjoy y'all. I'm going to move these so I can get my funny hand in the way. But yes, they have. The hand signs have made it to YouTube.